it's Lisa from Wee Woolly Wonderfuls, and we're here with the craft store, and we're going to be doing some demonstrations today to show you some crochet. So the demonstration we're going to be doing is our little bow tie for Lollipop the Bunny. It's just going to show you how to make this, and that's a great little bow to add to all your different woolies, so you can put them on different animals and they look very cute. This is a complete beginner kit. Amazingly, I know, you can make one even if you've never learnt before, because we do have video tutorials to teach you, make it nice and easy. So the pattern is our Wee Bunnies, and it has several different types of bunny in, so you can make them all. So let's get started with our little bow. So we've got this gorgeous bright coloured wool, and what I love about this is it's different colours, but it changes as you work, so you don't have to keep swapping your colour, so it makes it nice and easy. So we're going to start with the chain, and we have a 4mm hook to work with this wool, which is chunky. When we're making amigurumi, we always use a smaller hook, and that's simply because we want our stitches to be nice and dense. So for example, on here we don't want the stuffing showing through, not a good look for a bunny, so we use a smaller hook than what the ball band suggests. Stand there, Lollipop, she doesn't want to, she's wants to join in. All right, so we're going to start with the chain. So what we're going to do first is make a slip knot. So to do that, we just make a circle, and then this is the end that goes to the ball of wool. So we're just going to pop that through the loop, put it like so, and that's a slip knot. So what we can do, the slip knot, we can alter it, so we can pull this side so it goes smaller, or we can make it larger. It's just nice and flexible to get us started. So we're going to pop our hook in there, and now we're going to make a chain. If you've never crocheted before, this is a great thing to start with, because it gets you into practice holding your crochet hook, just learning how to hold everything and use your hook as a beginner. So just practice and make great big long chains. So the first thing we do to start our chain is wrap the wool around the back, over the front, and then just pull that loop through. Now it's a crochet hook, and you're literally using that end to grab the wool and hook it through. So we're going to do that again. So we're going to go around the back, over the top, and just pull it through the loop like so. And that's a chain, simple as that. You will need to just keep hold of your chain, because if you start going like that, it all goes round, but just hold on to it, wrap it round, and pull it through. As easy as that. So each time you do the wrap around and pull through, that's one chain. So to make the bunny's bow, we're going to do 10 chains. So that's number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Simple as that. Just pop that over to that side. And if you lose count, which is so easy to do, you can just count the V's that you have. Each V is one chain, so nice and easy. The one at the bottom that looks a little bit like a line across, that is simply a slip knot, so we don't count that. So let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one out. Let's do an extra one. So now what we're going to be doing to make the bow is we're going to be working backwards and forwards to make a rectangle shape. So now what we're going to do is work back along our chain. So we're going to start in the second stitch from our hook. We don't start in the first one, it's far too close to get your hook in anyway, so it wouldn't really work. So it's the second stitch, so we're going to go into there, just straight through into the middle, grab our wool and pull it through, and then instead of going back through the middle, we're going to go over the top and pull it through, and that is a double crochet stitch. So we're just going to work along doing a double crochet stitch in each of our chains right the way to the end. So we're going to go in the next stitch, grab our wool, pull it through, and go over the top and pull it through. And we're just going to do that in every single one. And these are some of the main stitches. Your double crochet stitch is the one that we use in nearly all of our designs. So once you've mastered this stitch, you can make most of them. So we're just going to go across, then a double crochet in each stitch. Got to be careful to hold it flat because we don't want it to twist. If it spins round twists, we won't get a nice flat edge. We'll get all tangled up. So one in each, right the way across. We're going to go right to the end, and then we don't do one in that little bit there because that is the slip knot that we started with. And you can see the bow taking shape already. So what we do now is we're going to do one chain when we get to the end, which, if you can remember, is just wrap it around the back and pull it through, and then we flip it over. So we're going to be working back along the other way. So each time we get to the end, we're going to turn it over and work the other way. So we're just working backwards and forwards. Right, so back along again. So we don't do our first double crochet in the first stitch. We'll go to the second one again. And we're just going to do a double crochet in each stitch to the end again. The good thing with working with chunky wool is it does work up quite quickly. So one stitch in each, all the way along. And we use these little bows for a lot of our animals. They're just so cute on anything that you make. Or you can use it as a little dicky bow tie as well. Our little boy toys looking very dapper in their bow ties. So we've got to the end and we've done a chain again. So we're going to flip it over, so we're working back along the top row of stitches. And we're just going to do one double crochet in each stitch again, starting in the second one from our hook. These are nice and quick to make, so they only take a few minutes. So one stitch all the way along. Up to the end. Getting a bit quicker now. It's quite easy. Once you've mastered this stitch, so it's the main one that we use in our kit, so it's nice once you've got that mastered, you can make them all. So we've got to the end, so we've done another chain, and then we're turning it around again and working back again along the row. And you can see how it's turning into a rectangle. I'm going to work all the way along again. Now you can do as many rows as you'd like. The more you do, just the thicker the bow will be. We tend to do 6 in total. So we do our initial chain and then we'll work back and forward for another 5 rows. So at the end of the row again, so another chain. And back around again. I'm not sure if this is the last one. I'm going to have to count them. 2, 3, 4. So we've done 4. So another 1 or 2, and then we'll show you how to finish it off. So again, one double crochet in each stitch. All the way along. Now this is colour changing wool, but this is pretty much coming out in blue. Another chain at the end, and then turn it around again to go all the way along. Nearly there. So this is our last row. When we get to the end, we'll show you how to finish off the wool. Got a tiny little corner of green on it. It's just changed. So there we are. So we are happy with how big that is. So what we're going to do now is use our scissors just to cut that, and we're going to leave quite a nice long strand because we're going to be using that for wrapping around the middle and then sewing it onto our bunny. So now we've cut the strand, you have a loop left from your last stitch, so we're just going to pull that thread through the loop, pull it tight, and that stops it unravelling. And now what we need to do is just sew that end in because we don't want that left there. So we're going to use our wide-eyed needle. And then on the back of the bow, I like to use the front as the side that's got the nice neat V's along the edge. Just whichever side you think is the neatest. Work along the back, and we're just going to sew in that end. So we'll just sew under a few stitches. And then back again, just to get it so that it catches in the bow so it doesn't unravel. So we're going to clip that short. And now what we're going to do is thread the other end, the one that we left nice and long. And we're going to sew along the back again toward the middle. So we're just catching the stitches so that our thread is going along the back. And we're going to aim for the middle. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to wrap this around the middle to make it into a bow shape. And I like to try and do it in nice, neat lines. That's me, I like them nice and even. So make sure it's in the middle, gather it a little bit like so. And then we're going to do a couple of stitches at the back just to hold that in position. Like so, and that'll just make sure it stays exactly where we've put it. And we have one lovely little bow. So all we would do now is decide where you want it on your bunny. So if we were making one with a little bow tie, we could sew it there. And then all we'd do is use this strand. This little bunny's going to look very smart because she's going to have a bow tie and a bow. So we'll just to show you how that's sewn on. So all we're going to do is do a few stitches underneath where we'd like it to be. And what I also like to do is go back through those loops at the back. So we're going through those at the back there. And back through here. All we're doing is just trying to make it nice and secure. Especially if it's for a younger child, make sure that you sew it really, really tightly because we don't want it to come off. And once you're happy with it, that looks very nice, doesn't it? To finish off, a nice neat way to do it without a knot is if we go back into the hole that our thread has just come out. So going back in the same one, and then we're going to come out a few centimetres away, trying to aim for a hole in this, between the stitches. It's got caught around our bow tie. Look, come on off. Oh yeah. And then we'll go back into the stitch we've just come out of again and come out a couple of centimetres away. And what's happening is your thread is getting tangled in with the stuffing in the middle, so it keeps it nice and secure. And then we'll pull it slightly before we cut it, because then what happens is the end retracts inside the bunny. So you can't see it, there's no knots anywhere, and it's nice and secure. So that's our finished bow. So you can use those for all sorts of different animals, make them larger, smaller, nice and flexible. Just change the number of stitches, number of chains that you do at the beginning, and change the number of rows that you do to change them. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I'm Lisa from Wee Woolly Wonderfuls, and I'm here today with the Craft Store. Thank you very much for watching.